It's an industry that I generally love. I have a passion for. I eat, sleep, I live for fitness.
No, you need to be obsessed. You need to wake up, think about it. You need to go to bed, think about your clients, think about your progress, think about what you can do better.
Genuinely, just be patient and take your time. That is you've got to take it all in the right steps. You've got to nail what you do in person before you go online.
I don't like to talk about fear. The fears is usually something that makes your worries real.
You are listening to the Coaching Ignited show, where we bring you stories and insights from coaches, fitness professionals and industry experts to help you expand your business and reach your goals. If you're a new listener, thanks for joining us. My name is Alex Povey. You can subscribe to the podcast on all your favorite apps, including Spotify and iTunes. The Coaching Ignited movement is on a mission to help coaches and personal trainers increase their sales and reach their full potential. If you wanted to find out more, please head over to CoachingIgnited.com. And if you wanted to connect with us on social media, all the details can be found in the show notes. Now let's get into today's show. I'm really excited for you to hear the latest episode of the Coaching Ignited podcast, where we have Danny Fox, the founder and CEO of Fox Physiques, joining us. If you're currently doing face-to-face coaching, guys, and you're thinking about taking your fitness business online, then you definitely want to tune in and check out this show. Danny has been on an incredible journey over the last 18 months building his online fitness business, where he is now serving over 150 clients with his team. We talk about how he has positioned himself online to stand out from the crowd, drawing on mindset support, communication strategies, and how he goes above and beyond to get his clients incredible results. And there's plenty more great content packed in this show that should give you some new perspectives about where you could take your fitness business. So sit back and enjoy the episode. So I've got Danny here with me today, and I just want to say thank you so much, Danny, for being here. I really appreciate you joining us on the show.
I'm excited, mate. I broke my podcast virginity. This is my first one, so I'm excited.
Okay, sweet. So let's just dive straight into it, because I'm really interested to know where it all began for you, because I know you've got loads of stuff going on online at the moment, but it probably started off in the gym, and I want to know about that. Where did it all begin?
Yeah, I mean, I played football, and I was like, look, I wanted to. Going back, I was like, I want to look good. I want to pull more girls. I want to be run fast. I want to get stronger. So that's obviously when I become a personal trainer, and that was 7 or 8 years ago. Then three to 4 years, I was bouncing from gym to gym, doing pretty well. And then I went to work at M10 under Mark Coles, so learned a lot of Mark and a lot of those guys. And obviously just playing the field really, and kind of picking up, learning things and making mistakes. And I've obviously been doing that for about 5 or 6 years. And then the last 2 years, especially the last year, it's been solely online. So about 18 months in now, solely online, and obviously just been growing and growing really. So it's a massive learning curve, but I'm enjoying every minute of it now. So yeah, 18 months ago, when I moved to online, I jacked everything in. I jacked personal training in, and I had 10 online clients at the time. So I was like, look, I've got to make this work. I have got to work to be able to get this up, and now we're over 140. So we're going pretty good. I'm pretty happy where we're at.
So what made you decide to go online? You were doing one-on-one PT in a gym, in a great gym, and there was a point where you must have gone, right, okay, now it's time to switch it up. I'm going to go online. What was that trigger? What was that spark that caused it?
I've always wanted to do more, and I've always wanted to do my own thing. And it was right, do I open a gym, or do I go online? What is the next step? And I didn't really have that clarity or that focus on what I actually wanted. And then obviously then I kind of reached out and got a few mentors, and it came a lot clearer for me on actually what I wanted and what was important to me. And that freedom was important to me, and me be able to move around and do my own thing and not be restricted to just one place. So obviously that's when I decided to go online, and I literally just right, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go all in. I threw myself straight in at the deep end because I had to make it work then. There was no backup plan. There was no, right, yeah, I'm going to do it when, or I'm going to do it then. No, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to do it straight away now. Because I think it's very easy sometimes to keep saying, yeah, I'll do this next month. I'll do this when I've got this money. I'll do this when I've got that. And I think just by throwing yourself in and actually taking action was one of the biggest things and one of the best things that I did with what I was doing, really. So,
Keep going.
so yeah, that was 18 months ago now, and I went online and I made so many mistakes, and I didn't know who my target market was. I didn't know what I wanted from it, and it's just been a massive learning curve, really. And I wouldn't say I've enjoyed every aspect of it, but I'm getting to the other side now.
So how important do you think it is that you started off in a mainstream gym and started working one-on-one with clients?
100%, because like with our focus and what we're doing now with online, we want to be known as the most personal online coaching company in the world. So we speak with our clients every single day, and having that relationship building, and me having 5 or 6 years in the gym, working with 18-year-olds, working with 30-year-olds, working with 50-year-olds, working with people with gut health problems, working with people that own businesses, working with people as athletes. That allowed me to build up relationships and to understand people and how they work and how I needed to cater them and how to help them. So when people say to me, "Look, I'm going to go online," I'm like, wow, you really need to have a good experience in actually building up relationships and actually understanding people and having that experience on the gym floor, day in, day out, working hard, because we've all been there. We've all done 12 to 14 hours on the gym floor. But that time is amazing to actually work your craft, own your craft, and then you can move forward. I definitely think it's the best way to go in actually doing gym for a good few years before you're looking at moving into an online business. That's my personal opinion anyway.
So in terms of like the offline business, you would have kind of built up a skill base, right? But not all of it's going to be kind of applicable online. But what things have you taken from the offline business that you've kind of translated online and have really helped you?
Well, obviously when people knew me from around the local area for doing amazing body transformations, so getting people to look vastly different, and that was great, and that would work a hell of a lot when you have people face to face. Now, when you're going online and people would want, because online it's very easy not to build up a relationship. So I was like, right, I've got to be able to building this relationships up with our clients. And that was one of my biggest mistakes when I first started. I just thought everybody's going to come for me for results. I will get the results, they will stay. But actually what people are expecting to come to us for results, but what they don't expect is the personal relationship, the personal touches, the value that we're giving them. So I think that's what we're trying to build in so much into what we're doing. And this is a gradual process that we're making things a lot better for our clients and we're giving them more value. And I think sometimes you just expect that a result will be enough for somebody, but people are actually longing for like that personal touch and that relationship building. And I think that's why it's so important to have that on the gym floor. It's all well and good you coming straight into an online world, but if you don't know how to communicate with people and you don't know how to coach people, like as in the art of coaching, I think a lot of people get lost and they'll struggle, and that's why maybe they've got a high turnover of clients and they struggle to keep clients because they don't know how to coach people, understand people, or actually build up a relationship. So that is one of the biggest things that I've took away from doing the personal training is building up that relationship and understanding my client. And I think one of with what we're doing now online is that in the gym, I could focus solely on that hour with somebody. So I could train them, I could beast them, I could get them a good result. With offline, we've actually been able to focus on a hell of a lot more because we can focus. So when I was in the gym and I'd have 8 to 10 clients back to back, I could only focus on that training session and maybe a little bit nutrition week on week. With what we're doing now, I'm like, right, cool. We've got your training on point. We've got your nutrition on point. I can really work on you with your mindset. I can really work with you on your habits and your rituals. So I feel like with online now, how we've kind of structured it, we can give so much more value to our clients rather than just seeing them face to face that hour. So that's kind of one of the biggest things that we've kind of try to implement in what we're doing and to give so much more value so we can keep a client for a lot longer. Because with transformations, we'd get a transformation in 3 months and then the people would go because they got the result. So it's like, oh God, well, how can we make those stays for 6 months? What have we got to do different? What have we got to implement? So that's been a massive learning curve over the last 18 months.
So you said like the communication and that kind of personal touch has been really important and pivotal. Like how do you stay in touch with so many different clients? Because how many did you say you had right now?
Well, Yeah, there's over 140.
Okay.
So I've got a team of 3 coaches who are amazing. So there's me and there's 3 coaches, and obviously the clients are split up depending on who we feel is going to work with best with each coach. Now, what we do is we try and keep in contact with our client every single day. It might be every few days, but we really want to build in that personal touch. So we're not just giving them support on the nutrition and training, because that's great, but that will only get them so far. We actually need to be able to get them on a call every few days, or speak to them via WhatsApp, or leave voice notes, because we want to understand that person, what makes them tick, what they're struggling with most, what they need the most help with. Is it the morning routine? Is it the mindset? Is it their self-talk? Is it the language they use? Is it managing their stress? Is it the lifestyle? And that's not something that we can just give a program and go, right, there you go, that's going to get you the result. We need to be able to adapt and respond to situations with our client on a day-to-day or every few days on that kind of basis. So that's why I'm like, look, when the client comes in, we will give you so much value and we will help you with so much more, not just the training and not just the nutrition, because that's what's actually going to get people results. That's what's going to get them to stick to it for 6 months. That's what's going to stick to it for 12 months. When we can elevate that person to a new level, to a new, better version of themselves. And that's what we're trying to do with every client. Yeah, we'll get you the body that we want, but we want you to be a better version. We want you to have good, high standards. We want you to have more energy, more confident, be fitter, be stronger, and live this authentically as a lifestyle. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with each client. And the guys are great at keeping on track with the clients. And it's just the experience of coaching. That is a massive missing art, I feel, with most people. They don't actually know how to coach people. So it's actually understanding the client and going, why are you not getting results? Why have you had 10 to 15 years of binging? Why have you had 10 to 15 years of yo-yo dieting or self-sabotaging and not getting the results that you want? And that's obviously comes from experience. And it also comes from you becoming a better version of you developing yourself, you understanding, and you going through all these things. And that's why I'm so, with the coaches, I'm like, look, great. We're always striving to be a better version of ourselves. And I'm always getting them to kind of study and learn and trying to master themselves. So you can kind of relay that to clients, because our clients really are guys above 30 that have got a young family. They've got a good job. They're a high performer. They're a business owner, and they just want to be a better version of themselves. They want to look good. They want to feel good. So we can't just give them a food plan and training plan and go, there you go, mate, do that like a 21-year-old lad that all that cares about is the gym. We actually need to support him and get this to live as a lifestyle. And there's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be obstacles, but that's where the coaching comes in, to be able to take them to the next level.
So in terms of like communicating with them, like what do you find is the best way of getting that engagement? Are you WhatsApping people? Are you calling people, emailing people, using Facebook groups? Like, what is the best way to kind of like help people?
Awesome. Once again, this has been a learning curve. So we've got a client Facebook group, which is great. So we put exclusive content in there. I do a lot of Facebook Lives talking about habits, mindsets, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But more importantly, we call our clients. I think, especially with online, you're like, all right, this is cool. I don't have to speak to anyone. They're just going to come in. They're going to get results, and I can just email them. Well, we want to kind of stand out, and we want to be better than that, and we want to build up a personal relationship, because we understand then that our clients are going to stay for a lot longer. So yeah, we jump on a calls with our clients. I'm super proud that we actually do that, and I feel that our clients value us a lot more. If we can't get on a call with them, then the next best thing is voice notes. And we kind of do it that way. But we've got structures in place where we're kind of going, right, we'll send our clients articles, we'll send them podcasts or videos, because we want to help them on every single aspect. And that's where just the relationship building comes in. So yeah, we started off using email, we started off using Facebook Messenger, but it didn't really work for what we was doing. And that's why I feel like calling, a lot of people don't want to call, but I feel like it's a real big thing when you can help your clients and you can get to know them, because you understand what makes them tick.
Yeah,
and that's when
I can relate to that, because I have the same sort of issue sometimes trying to get through to people that I genuinely want to help, and I kind of like WhatsApp them, send them messages, but they're not always responding. And what I've started to introduce is like offering them out like 15, 30 minutes, like strategy sessions, just to kind of like catch up, see how they're getting on, see how their progress is going, and just make sure I can maintain that relationship to make sure they're moving forward. Because you're in the same business, right? You want results for people. That's what you want. That's why you're doing it, right? And so it's kind of
100%.
your job to make sure you get that done, but you've got to do stuff outside of what they're paying you for to make sure that they get the progress, right? But that's
Yeah.
about value.
Yeah, we spend a lot of time on these calls and a lot of time responding to situations and a lot of time coaching our clients and reminding them of their goal and remind them of where they started and why they're doing this, because that can get lost with life. That can get lost with work, and people go, "Oh, this is quite difficult. I don't know if I want to do this." So that's where it's our jobs as coaches to go, "Look, this is why you started. Can you remember when you felt like this? This is the end result that we're going to get you to." Now, I always use this analogy with our clients, and that our end goal is on step 10. You might right now be on step 3. So we're going to make this very basic and very easy for you to get you up to that step 4, then to step 5. And when we layer it like that with a client and they understand where they are on the journey and we can coach them to take it to the next level, our clients really appreciate that. So I mean, that was one of the biggest mistakes as a young trainer. When I did fitness show and photo shoots, I thought everybody could do that. I thought everybody could eat 5 meals of white fish a day. I thought everybody could train 2 hours in the gym. So I try and force that upon everyone. Now, don't get me wrong, certain people would respond very well to that, but there'd be a massive market where people didn't get results. And I was like, there's got to be a better way where we can get 100% of our clients' results if they're willing to be coached. So that's kind of where we changed our approach really 18 months ago, 2 years ago. To make sure that when a client does come on board, we're helping them and we want to get them results not only for 3 months, but for 6, 12, 18 months. That's when they're going to really, really change. And that was a big learning curve for me, not forcing what I do upon everyone.
Yeah. When did you realize that the mindset stuff was pivotal in what you do?
I realized when I would, and this I don't really share this too much really, only on a few Facebook Lives, but I'd get really lean. I'd get really lean for Ibiza, or I'd get really lean for a photo shoot or whatever. But then 6 months of the year, I'd really binge. And I'm like, I don't understand this. Why am I struggling so much? Or why am I going through this vicious cycle? So I was like, I can't really tell a client to be able to get results if I can't be able to manage this myself. So I was like, look, I've got to find a better way. And that's why I'm massive on finding mentors and finding people that can take me to a higher level of myself and to learn things at such a quicker rate. So then I started studying massive self-development. I was just spending, and I still do today. Like I try to keep to a high daily standard. And part of what I do, I'm like, look, I've got to spend 2 hours studying a day. And that's just been something that I've done for the last 15 to 18 months, probably longer. And that's part of me now, whether it's YouTube, whether it's podcasts, whether it's reading a book. Just by understanding myself and being more self-aware and understanding why I was thinking things, why I was binging, why I was self-sabotaging, why I was yo-yo dieting, I could relate to other people. This is why you're doing it. And I'd have the confidence to back it up. And also to be able to take it back to a basic level for a client and explain why they're doing things and explain to them where they are on that ladder. I know you want to get to step 10, but right now we're at step 2. These are the basic habits and the basic foundational stuff I need you to do to get to step 3. And I think that comes from experience. And like I say, just coming from understanding myself and going through that process myself, really. And that's where I knew then that when I was trying to work myself out, I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better. That then I can relate this to clients. I can help clients that are going through the similar thing, and also understanding why people are thinking certain things and not actually taking action upon what they say they really want.
Yeah, makes sense. So it's come through self-reflection. You've identified it in yourself and you're thinking, wait a minute, if you're going through it, then other people must be going through it as well. And what's the fix?
100%. And it's like I say, it's just I wanted to get everybody that comes on board with us a result. And I know it went hell of a lot deeper than just exercise and diet, because everybody knows that to lose a little bit of weight, you need to eat a little bit less and move a little bit more. So what's stopping them from actually doing that? What's holding them back? And that's when I was like, look, this is where I was digging deeper. And I spent, just every day for the last 18 months to 2 years going through this. And now I can understand why people are doing certain things, and I can kind of predict when they're going to do it. So that's why I feel like we can help a client so much more now, and I can kind of plan their journey out according to where they're at when they join us as well.
How do you feel now that you've moved on from kind of like the face-to-face one-on-one training, and now you're basically online based? Do you miss the one-on-one stuff?
You know what? It's a tricky one. I enjoy the fact that I do online, and I enjoy the fact that I have a conversation with a lot of new people, and I can help, and I can help so many more people rather than just that one for that day. But also, yeah, I do miss sometimes the interaction, and that's why with what we're doing online, we're trying to build a community. So we're trying to create like events, we're trying to create walks, we're trying to create team meetups, which we've got planned over the next few months, just so we can build that community aspect, and we can still keep that the face-to-face stuff in there as well. Because sometimes it's very, very difficult when you're on yourself and you're not seeing people. So I do miss that side of interaction, but that's why I'm probably so pumped to do these calls all the time. I'm speaking with my clients every single day. So I still do feel like I am keeping in touch with people. I'm not just a recluse in my office.
Yeah, because it can get a bit lonely with an online based business. A lot of people think it's glamorous, the laptop lifestyle that's depicted in a certain way, but a lot of it is just bashing the keyboard and putting out content and emailing and communicating over Slack and all kinds of things. It is hard work.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and it's not at all like, it's not luxurious. It's difficult at the first, especially with what I've gone through this last 18 months. Now, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know where I'm heading, and I know where the company's heading. But it's difficult. You have to have a lot of resilience. You have to persevere. You have to just keep progressing, and you have to show up every single day. There's certain days I don't want to do Facebook Lives, or there's certain days I don't want to write articles, or certain days I don't want to do videos, but I'll make sure that I do, because I know that chips away and that builds up my confidence and belief that I will make it work. If I don't do that, and I said I will, that's when I start to get anxious and overwhelmed, and I know that I should be doing things. So I'm so big on actually just showing up every single day and making it work, because sometimes you can hide away and get lost. So I think this is a big thing with online, like especially the first 6 months, I really struggle with routine, because I'd be like, I don't have to get up till 8 o'clock. I don't have to get up till this. I can do whenever. I can do it at this time. And that's why I'm so rigid. Like right now, I get up every morning at 5:30. I don't have to get up at 5:30, but I get up because that's me. That's my time. Don't look at the phone. I don't. My phone's in airplane mode. I have my morning routine on lock. Then I go to the gym. That's my time when nobody can interrupt me. Then after that, then I'm cracking on with work. But me structuring it like that, I find it so much easier, and I can get so much more done and be so much more productive, because when you're left to your own devices and no one's there to keep you accountable and telling you what to do, you're like, yeah, I can do that later. I'm going to watch football first, or I'm going to watch this, or I'm going to do that. So I think that's massive with online, is creating a routine and a structure still that can actually work for you. And still allows you to do what you want to do and give you that freedom, but it gives you the structure to make sure you're actually productive and you're getting stuff done, rather than, I see a lot of people just being busy and just doing like little things here and there, but it's not like moving them forward. And that's kind of what I want to make sure that I do. That's why I'm so big on journaling. I'm always journaling.
That's interesting, because I've been watching some guys that do it, and I've been thinking about doing it myself, but I don't really know like what the benefit or the upside is. I'm sure you could tell me and share some more insight on that.
Well, I'll take you back to what I do with every single client, and every single client I get them journaling. So I'm massive on a morning routine. So I try and alter and change the client's state of mind, because usually when a client comes to me and they're a business owner or they're a high performing professional, they're waking up, they're stressed, they're anxious, their heart rate's high. So I tell them, look, and I get it, they're totally busy, but I'm like, look, you aren't looking at your phone for that first 30 minutes of the day. Okay, you're going to be in a proactive state rather than a reactive. The next thing that you're going to do, you're going to get your gym clothes on, you're going to get your journal out, and then what I want you to do, I have like a 3 or 4 step formula that I kind of give every client. And what we're doing is the first part of it, I'm writing down the things that they're grateful for. This could be 1 thing, 3 things, 5 things. Just write down what you're grateful for. So that already makes you not nervous and anxious. You're changing your state of mind to being grateful and happy. Then what I do with every client, I get them to write down the tasks every day. So 5 to 10 tasks that they're going to do every day. And I do this, and this stops overwhelm and anxiety, thinking I've got loads of things to do. I can actually see with laser focus what I've got to do every single day. Then what I get my clients to do is I go, right, I want you to write down your goals. So your 3-month goal, your 6-month goal, and your 12-month goal. And then I'll get you to write down why you started and where you was at 3 months ago. Now people, my clients say to me, Danny, why do I need to do that? I know my goal. I say, that's great. But in 3 weeks' time, when you've lost a lot of weight, you'll forget what your goal is because you'll start to slip back into your comfort zone. So what I'm doing with every client is I'm reminding them of the pain that they was in, but then I'm also reminding them of the goal. And I'm taking away that anxiety and that overwhelm in the morning because they know what they've got to do that day. Look, I've got to take the kids to school. I've got to do a gym at this time. I've got to do this with my business. I've got to do that. Everything's structured out. Everything's organized. Everything's prepared. A lot of people are really, really scrappy and they're acting on emotion a lot. And when they do that, you'll struggle to move forward and you'll struggle to get a result. You'll do 2 weeks of doing well, 1 week backing off. So that's kind of what I try and do with every client. And with me, I do that in the morning. And then at night as well, I use that for reflection. So and this changes as well all the time. I add new things, or I'll read something, or I'll listen to something. I think that's a good idea. I'll kind of implement that. But my last hour of the day, I'm always reading. So I'll read 20 minutes. I'm not a very good reader, so I can only read like 10 pages max. That's like my cut up. But then what I do is, once again, I just write down what have I done well that day, like my wins and some losses as well. I'll write down, and then I'll write down what I've got to do next day. So then I go to bed clear on what I've got to do next day, and the same kind of routine, the same kind of process happens day in, day out. And I've just found that just helps me so much with clarity and what I've got to do, rather than going, I've got to do this today, I've got to do that today. You're just lost and you never seem to move forward. And yeah, so like a lot of my clients that are running businesses, it's just so important to do that with them, so they can actually remind themselves of the goal, and then we can fit it into a lifestyle. And a lot of my clients report back to me that they've got more focus, they've got more drive, they've got more clarity, they've got more energy, and they're feeling like they're in control again. And that's a massive thing. If you feel like you're in control, you'll keep getting results.
Absolutely love that. And it's when you say journal, like I was thinking kind of like a diary. Do you know what I mean? Where you kind of write your thoughts and stuff. But it's more than just that. You're writing down kind of the things that you're grateful for. You're writing down your goals. You're kind of identifying where you are and where you want to go. And then you can reflect back on it. And I think it must put things into perspective and just make things, like you said, much, much clearer when it comes to tackling the day, and also just relieving that stress as well.
100%, because most of our clients, they just want to be the better version of themselves, right? And they want to be less stressed, they want to be less anxious, and by doing this, and then especially giving them control in the first and the last hour of the day, the middle doesn't seem so difficult then, because you're in control of that aspect. You remind yourself of your goals. You're proactive. You're thinking in a positive state. And it's just so much better. Whereas if a client wakes up, they look at the phone, they've read an email, they've read a Facebook message, it's bad. They're like, oh God, today's going to be a bad day. You know what? I'm not going to go to the gym today. I'm not going to do what I said I was going to do. So it gets put to a back burner. And that's why people wonder, I can't understand why I really want to lose weight. I've got the ambition to lose weight. So why can't I pull through with it? And it's just because they don't remind themselves of the goal. And also they haven't got the habits and the routines to kind of support them and support the journey, to give them control. And if people did that, they would get results and they'd change a lot better. It's not a case of that you're never going to have ups and downs. Of course you are. But it gives you an element of control. And that's been the biggest thing with my business owner clients. They're like, God, I just feel so much better and I can't put my finger on it. And it's just small things that would just give them control back. It's nothing major, but these small things add up and they build up when you've got control.
Yeah. So what has been kind of like the most memorable points that you've had in setting up this online business? Because I can imagine it's been a roller coaster. I've done it myself. There's ups, there's downs. Every week is different, right? But what have been some of like the high points for you?
Do you know what is? So it's been actually getting some team members on board. So I always went with like, nobody will do it as good as me. It's all me. Everybody's coming in to see me. They'll not want to work with anyone else.
Yeah.
And it was actually getting like some of my first team member on, Matt, who's my senior coach. And he came in February and he just opened up a new, he had lots of good ideas, lots of good things to implement. I was like, wow, this is amazing. And obviously it allowed us to create not a lot of new things for our clients and a lot of new products and put new systems in place, which I couldn't do because I was just looking after the clients myself. So that was a massive high point, and that's allowed us to grow a lot quicker this year. Every time I brought a new team member on, it's allowed us to grow a little bit quicker because they've all got their own ideas. They've all got their own things, and they're all bringing a unique touch to what we do. So I'm super excited. I don't see it as like a cost no more. I see it as an investment and actually what they're bringing me. So I know it sounds a strange thing to say, but my biggest highlight was actually bringing that first coaching, because I knew deep down when I did that, I'd started to move forward to actually where I wanted to be. And that was quite difficult because I didn't want to let go of just me doing it, because I just didn't think that people would want to work with someone else if they was coming for me. So that was one of my biggest high points. And also when we broke 100 clients, because I was like, right, when we get to 100, I'll be happy. Obviously, it's not worked out like that. But when we got to 100,
it doesn't stop 100, mate.
yeah. So when he got to 100, I was like, oh, this is amazing for about 3 seconds. And then I was like, right, okay, what's the next goal? What's the next goal? So that was a real big point there, because I was like, if I ever get to 100 clients, I'll be happy. So deep down, it was great that I got there for a little period of time. But yeah, it was just about moving forward now. And it was, they were my two major high points, because they were 2 points that I was looking forward to doing, but I didn't know when. And I expected it to be a little bit longer than what it has really.
So how did you pick the right team members? Like, how did you find them? Were they friends? Were they family? Like, how did you decide, right, this is the right person for us to take the business to the next level and help me grow it? How did you figure that out?
I literally put a post out on social media. So on my Instagram, on Facebook, I said, look, I'm looking for someone to come in and work with me online. And I had quite a few people apply. I probably had about 10 trainers apply, which I was surprised with, because I didn't really pay for anything. And it was just trainers that have followed what I've been doing for a while. And I just interviewed them with help from a few kind of like mentors and a few people, like clients that I've got in business, like how to actually hire a team member. Because I think one of the biggest mistakes that I was going to do, I was going to hire somebody like me, which would have been a bad idea, because they would have come in the same kind of mindset as me, and I think it would have driven me wild. So I think having different people come in with different strengths and having different areas that they're going to bring to the business has been really, really well. So I interviewed the guys. I kind of see what they're all about, what their core values were, what kind of their vision was, and what they wanted. See if it was in line with what the company is, and then it kind of went from there really. And yeah, so with 3 coaches we've got 3 coaches working for us now, and they're all bringing their own unique thing, and they're all learning off each other. And it's very important to me that we built up a team environment, and we built up a community of not only clients of trainers where everybody can thrive and everybody can feel good. So that's been really, really important to me, that people can see that we are a team and that we all really get on and we're not just in it for ourselves.
Yeah. And then what's the goal for you guys now? Like, looking forward to 2019 and beyond, like, what is the goal for this business?
Well, so what I want to kind of do over the next year is we're starting to branch out now into, we've got a few different kind of things happening, like product wise as well. But the big thing is that we want to step into the corporate world, because I really feel we can help companies thrive and to perform better, and to obviously make more money, but also the staff to be have a lot more focus, have a lot more clarity, and be a better version of themselves. So that's a big thing that we're kind of doing, and we're creating products at the minute on our custom built app for stress management. We've been working a hell of a lot on different areas that we can strengthen and put in place for different companies. So we've been speaking to a few already, and we've had initial meeting. So we went away with a few ideas. So that's massive. That's where we want to be in 2019, working a lot more corporate. But also we have built like another version of the app, I suppose, which is just like it's already got everything built in, like our programs. It's like none of our coaching with it. So they've got workouts on there, home workouts, HIIT workouts, stress management, lifestyle support, educational videos, coaching videos. So we just want to roll that out to all our kind of leads as well, and all the people that we haven't kind of gathered up yet, and just run that as like a low barrier income, a low barrier offer really. So people come in and kind of enter into our world of what we do, so we can kind of build up that trust a little bit, and then eventually get them onto our coaching. So we're working.
Is that the thought process behind the app then? Is it's like a low end offer at the bottom of the ladder, and they come in at that level, and you kind of nurture them, and then they buy more products?
Well, what we've got at the minute with our app, like a year ago, I was like, look, I'm not sending PDFs out to people. I'm not doing emails. I'm not doing any of that. I want our clients to have a custom built app which they can use on their phone every single day. When they go into the gym, they know what they've got to lift. There's a video attached. It can track their results. It can track how well they've done. It can track this and it can track that. And I wanted that to be for our coaching clients. So our coaching clients use that app every day. We do all the check-ins on there. There's so much content. There's so much value on there for them to help them. So initially it was for our coaching clients, just to help them on their journey. Then obviously I was like, right, we've got a lot of people that haven't quite joined up into what we're doing yet. And after speaking to a few people, they're like, all right, this would be, speaking to a few companies who have got a big client base. And they was like, look, we'd want something that's kind of rolled out across the board, that isn't tailored, but it just gives them everything. So they'll click on, they'll go, right, I'm beginner, intermediate, advanced, right, cool. Then I want fat loss or emotional well-being or muscle building, whatever, bam. And then all the programs auto-generate. So from stress management to lifestyle to training to diet. So that's just something that we've kind of creating at the minute, that we don't really have to do anything with. Once that's already created, it's just going to roll out to people. So yeah, the app initially was created for our coaching clients, just to give them a better service and more value, rather than just giving them a PDF, really.
Yeah, I mean, the thought process behind it as well, like there's plenty of apps out there that you could have used, but like, why did you decide to like build something of your own?
Because I wanted control of it. So when I was like, look, I want to. I mean, I'm not, to be honest, I don't know about the apps now, but when I did initially look, I was like, right, I like that, but I don't like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I want this aspect to help our clients. I need these coaching videos to help our clients. I need these mindset videos to help our clients. I need this on our check-in button. I need this on our educational button, on our food section. So it's allowed me to go to like the software guy that I work with, go, right, this is what I want. This is what our clients need. And it's a gradual process. Like every month we have a sit down and we've come up with new ideas. So every month this is kind of improving. And it's exclusive for our clients as well.
Yeah.
So we're not offering it out. People can't take a look at it until they actually come on board. And that's why I'm so proud of it, really, to be honest. And each month we just keep adding more to it. Like after we had a sit down with a few of these companies, like, oh, we'd want something to help our clients with emotional well-being. So some breathing strategies, some mindfulness meditation strategies, some more information on habits and routines and journaling and all this. I was like, right, cool. This is what we're going to build into our app now.
That's awesome.
So each time that I've spoke to somebody else that isn't in our industry, they've gone, what about this? And I'm like, you know what? That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
Because obviously sometimes when you're in it, you can't see it, but you can't see what people need. So I think that's why I'm so big on having like people that aren't necessarily in what I'm doing, and just having their opinion and asking them what they think. And that's been massive for me, having mentors on that level that can just go, right, what about this? What about that? Because they're not in my industry. So they come with a new thought process, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, giving you different angles, I suppose, and different perspectives. So you're so immersed in the online business right now. Where do you see it going? Like not just your business, but can you see things changing on like a weekly or monthly basis with new technologies and the way people are training? Can you see kind of like trends coming or big shifts in the market that we're potentially going to see over the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think it's going to get even bigger. The online market. And I think there's going to be so much more because, I mean, the technology that's coming out is incredible. So that's why we're just trying to keep one step ahead, and we're trying to implement new things. We're trying to work out how we can add voice to what we're doing now. We're trying to add new different things that can really, really help us and keep us ahead. But also, once again, like the way that we're kind of separating ourselves, because there is so many people in the market and there is a lot of cowboys as well, if I'm being honest, that we can be like, right, well, yeah, you got a diet and a training plan before, but you know what? We're going to actually coach you and we're going to support you on a day-to-day basis and help you. And that's where we even though it's going to go that way, and even though there's going to be so much more technology, I still think that personal touch will win, and that personal coaching. And that's why I'm so big with the guys. And we don't oversubscribe. Yes, we're growing at the minute, but I'm also very I also want a high standard across the board. So I don't want the guys taking too much on. So I think, yeah, the online coaching world is just going to get bigger. There's going to be so much more apps, and I think you've just got to stay ahead of the game, and not just stand still. You've just got to keep moving forward. So that's a big challenge. But I think, yeah, that's kind of. I've got a good guy that I work with software wise. That's just he's on the ball as well with all that. So I've got a good team around me.
So what do you think is the best way to kind of build trust with your audience or potential clients online?
Well, a few things. Results as well. So we have to put out, I put out so many transformations. I put out so many posts explaining about clients and explaining the results that they've done, because anybody can say they've done something, but we actually want to see photos or a video that they've actually done it. So yes, I post results out, but also, like I say, building relationships up, and actually people trusting me. So that's why I do so much content on videos, so people can actually see and do Facebook Lives, because that's a lot more raw. It's not. I can't lie. I can't. You're there when someone asks you a question. This is. I'm telling you the truth. I'm being honest with you. So people can see that because I'm there and I'm showing up 1 or 2 times a day, that people start to trust you a little bit more, because they know that you know what you're talking about. And I'm actually showing up. I'm not just showing up once a week. It's every single day that I'll be on social media, because I have to be. Not that I want to be. I'd love not to be able to be on social media every day. But actually, I've got to deliver results. I've got to do content so people can actually trust what I do, and I actually deliver upon what I say. And then also build a relationship. When a client comes in, or a lead comes in, I don't expect them to sign up straight away. I'm trying to build a relationship up over 3 to 6 months. It might be before they sign up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we're doing through our content and through our lives, and trying to build a community up. It's difficult online. It's very hard online, because people think you're a scam straight away.
Yeah.
That's why I have to do so many Facebook Lives, and I have to do so many posts, because I want people to know that this isn't a scam and I can genuinely help you.
Yeah. I think a lot of people listening to this will be like, Facebook Lives every day, like that seems like a lot of work. But it's kind of what you've got to do, isn't it, if you want to succeed online? Because, like you said, you've got to show up consistently, and you've kind of got to flatten the fact that there's a shitload of people out there who are just trying to take people's money and not really deliver results. And so the level of trust is just so low right now. And it's just going to get harder, I think, with the trust, unless you've got a solid brand, and like you said, case studies, testimonials, and actual proof that you can get results.
100%. And I always say this to my clients. I'm like, look, I want consistency over intensity. So I want you to show up every single day. I'm not bothered if you do 4 days on and 3 days off. That doesn't impress me. We're never going to move forward. If we could do 7 days, that's great, because that consistency is going to add up. So it's exactly what I try and do online. That I'm just showing up, whether that's an article that I'm posting, whether it's a post of a client, whether it's a Facebook Live, or whether it's a video that I've created. I just try and show up every single day on Facebook, and especially now I'm moving over to Instagram. I'm just using the same thing. I'm just posting once or twice a day on there as well.
Yeah.
But you just have to be there. You can't just be intense for a few days and not there for a few days. You have to be there every single day. And I think that's a big thing with a lot of people. They're crushed by fear and what other people think of them, and what the peers will think of them. And one of the best things that I got told was, like, your peers are never going to buy from you anyway, and they're probably not watching what you're doing anyway. So
yeah, I like that.
So I think when you go in and you're like, look, all right, cool. Who am I scared of? Right, I'm worried that these people are watching. As soon as you know that and you're more self-aware, then you can be like, right, what are they going to do anyway? So I'm just going to post a video, get it out there. And I can remember when I did my first video, it was horrible, because I was like, I really do not want to do this. And I was worried what my friends would think. I was worried what other people would think. And I got such a good reaction from people. I was like, wow, what was I holding back on? And that's great. You'll have that initial burst where you're like, this is good. But it's all about keep doing that. Do that every single day. Show up every single day, even when you don't want to. They're the days that you've got to show up. So yeah, it's just being consistent and just stepping out your comfort zone. I feel like a lot of people will post articles or they'll post this or that, but they won't actually get in front of a camera.
Yeah, and
And
make themselves
I think,
vulnerable.
say that again, mate.
And basically make themselves vulnerable, because that's kind of what you're doing. You said it earlier about showing up on the lives. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
You literally can't hide. If someone asks you a question, point blank, you've got to answer it. And if you're not on the ball, or you don't know what you're talking about, then you're gonna be caught out, right? So
Honestly,
I think
I
that's
used to
what
wear
takes trust.
I used to wear dark t-shirts, mate, when I did my lives because I've been sweating that much. So I'd be like, look, I've got to be able to respond to people. I was worried what people would think, but like now, like I don't even think twice. I'll literally go after this the podcast. I've got a live to do, and I'll literally just do it because the more that I think about it, and I'll go, you know what, I'll do that later. I won't do it,
Yeah,
and it's just like it's just keeping that high standard. I just really try to keep a high standard to myself. Where I'm like, look, the promises I said to myself, and one of those things is I'm going to do a Facebook Live. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. It might not be great, or sometimes it's amazing, but you know what? I'm just going to do it. So people know in my Facebook group there's going to be something in there, or they will know on my Facebook page a video is coming up. And rather than if I just posted once a week, they're not going to look. They're not bothered. I've got to be there every single day, and I've got to be at top of people's minds. So when they are ready to buy and to make that step, that I'm there for them.
yeah. What do you think kind of moved the needle the most in your business? Is there like one thing that you must do all the time to make sure that you're moving forward? Like, is there that one thing, or is it a combination of many things?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of many things. I think, like I said earlier, initially what first moved the needle was me getting another coaching and and building a team. Building a team has been massive, and it's allowed me to focus on what I need to focus on, and the other guys to do a lot of the coaching and the other aspects. So that's moved the needle a hell of a lot. On a day-to-day basis, this is where, like I said before, like, I'm so big on the journaling and knowing what I've got to do. I'm trying not to be busy. I know what I've got to do each day. The other tasks that I don't feel I need to do, I'll delegate out to other people. So it's actually just having clarity on where you want to be and clarity on what you've got to do each day. And like I said, I'm not there yet. I'm not saying that I've got everything correct and I've got everything right, but on a day-to-day basis, I'm just striving to be a little bit better. And the more that I'm organized and prepared, which wasn't easy for me because I'm not naturally an organized or structured person, but the more that I've done that and I've been organized and had clarity, the better and the quicker that the business has grown.
Yeah. So is there any like books or tools or resources that has kind of helped you get to this point in your journey, particularly with the online stuff as well?
Right. So I'm massive on YouTube. Like, I love I can remember watching like Bedros Keuilian. I used to watch so much of his stuff, and Frank Kern, like marketing. I've also got a mentor as well. He's great, so I'll speak with him every day. But just watching stuff on YouTube and watching stuff on self development, like just start off with the basics. I mean, start looking at people like Anthony Robbins and start looking at different kind of people like this. And I used to spend a lot of time watching a lot of athletes, just their mindset, like even people like Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan and people like this, and watched a lot of their talks because that would elevate me. And I'd start to understand a lot more about how people think and how they're thinking. So I'd try and adopt that mindset. So I just think by studying each day, by saying, look, you know what? I'm going to spend an hour today watching YouTube videos. Rather than watching a Netflix series for an hour, that was one of the biggest changes that I did. At 8 o'clock every night, I'd put YouTube on. Bam, and I'd watch it on my TV. And I'd spend an hour studying. I'd just watch 2 videos. I started off watching TED Talks, and then I'd got like 4 or 5, 6 favorite people that I'd keep watching, and I'd write notes all the time because then I'd go back and I'd create so much content off the back of it because I'd start to understand, right, that's what my client's feeling. That's why I'm doing certain things. Right, I bet there's other people that's going to be feeling like this. I know who my target market is, so let me kind of put this into place on how I can help them and how I can kind of support them. So I just think by you just growing as a person and making progress and actually studying on YouTube or reading the books I think they've all got their place and they've all helped. There's not been one specifically that I could really say. It's just been a combination of YouTube and reading books, really.
Yeah, I can totally relate to the YouTube thing because I think it's almost an undervalued resource. Like, you can learn a lot on YouTube, like literally, like there's how-tos on literally everything and so much great content that's readily available. But then you've got all the other stuff like the podcast, you've got Audible where you can listen to people reading books, and then there's just so much nourishing information out there. And I think it's pretty awesome.
100%. I think with the podcast as well, like that's one thing that I do every morning is that when I'm driving to the gym, I'll have a podcast in, and when I'm driving back, I'll have the podcast on. So that's like an hour of studying straight away.
Yeah.
Then an hour at night, I'll watch a YouTube video. I might have, and like before I go to bed, I'll do 20-minute reading. And then if I've got any spare time in the day, I'll try and watch a few more YouTube videos. I don't see it as like learning. I used to see learning as like, oh God, I don't want to do that. Oh, do I have to? Now I see how much actual value it brings it to me. Yeah. And how much content I can create off the back of it. So it's just a switch in perspective, really, where I'm like now, right, this is going to elevate me. This is going to elevate my clients. This is going to help on this journey. So I actually see the value in it. I think if people don't see the value in it and don't implement it, they won't do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think for me, it's kind of like a progression thing. I've constantly got to be learning something or reading something or trying to understand something, so that I don't feel like I'm in the same place as I was yesterday. Otherwise, when I get complacent and I feel like I've let myself down. But I suppose not everyone thinks like that.
I think, like I always say to my clients, look, progress is going to, that momentum is key. So when you're making progress, you're going to feel happier. You're going to feel like you're moving forward. And that's whether it's fat loss, whether it's self-development, whether it's muscle building, whether it's whatever it might be for you. Having that progress and feel like you're growing as a person makes you feel good. And I know, like, when I don't do that and I fall off like the high standards, I feel really crap about myself. So it's like, right, God, why do I feel crap today? Oh, it's because I'm not stuck to my promises that I said. Yeah. I'm not stuck to that reading. And I see the value in it now. And I can't imagine that I would ever go back to not doing that, because I realize how much it does help me as a person and be more self-aware. And understand things. Whereas before, I didn't see the value in it, so I'd ignore it. I'll say I'll do it later, but I'd never do it. And I think, progress is massive, and I just think everybody should spend at least an hour a day watching some YouTube videos or listening to a podcast, because it will elevate you to the next level massively.
100%. Head over to YouTube, guys. There's tons to learn over there. So I want to ask you one more question, and I just kind of want to know what excites you most about the future. And it can be anything. There might be a number of things that are going on in your life right now, but what do you think excites you most about what's going to happen over the next maybe 12 months to 2 years, or even longer if you're looking further?
In the business?
Yeah, in the business, yeah.
So I'm excited about actually stepping out and actually doing a lot more seminars and talking and actually getting into companies. So me actually stepping out my comfort zone, because I know that's a fear of mine, in actually doing talks in front of people is not natural to me. That's I think people think that, like, because I do so many Facebook Lives, like, oh yeah, but you really enjoy them. I hate them. I don't want to do them, but I have to. And I think this is the thing with then over the next year, I know for me to grow and for me to be able to move forward, I've got to step out my comfort zone even more. And that is where I'm like, look, I've already planned it out. Look, I've got to do a talk by this date. I've got to do it by this date. And I've got everything organized and structured to where I want to be. So that really excites and scares the hell out of me that I've got to do these talks. And actually just keep growing. What really excites me at the minute is the team growing, is the guys really improving as coaches. And yeah, it's great seeing more and more people come on board, but I'm excited to the amount of value that we're giving each client now, and not just giving them a physical transformation, but actually helping them with their emotional well-being, making them a better version of themselves, having better relationships. This excites me so much more now than actually getting people abs. If I can get somebody to feel better, be less stressed, less anxious, and in control again, that excites the hell out of me compared to just getting somebody shredded now.
Yeah, I love that, Danny. You're a top guy, mate. Your heart's in the right place, and I hope people can see that you genuinely want to help people and you want people to succeed. So I want to thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm super, super grateful. It's one of the things that I'll probably say I'm grateful for this evening is being able to have this chat with you. And I'm going to put some notes in the show notes and links to your social media and your Facebook and stuff. But where can people find you if they wanted to learn more about what you're doing?
Yeah, so obviously Instagram, Fox Physiques, you can find me on there. Facebook page, obviously Fox Physique group as well, you can join in. And obviously my personal page, Danny Fox. We're actually doing our website up at the minute, which should be done over the next day or so. So you can head over to foxphysiques.com. It's got a little bit about what we do there, who we serve, what we do, how we help people. So yeah, there's a few places there you can kind of catch us on, and yeah, just join our community, join our world, and yeah, get involved.
Sweet. Thank you so much, Danny. Go check him out, guys. I really appreciate it, Danny. Thank you so much.
Awesome. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks for tuning into the show. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. If you did, head over to your favorite app and leave us a short review. I'd really appreciate that. And if you wanted to learn more about our products and services, head over to CoachingIgnited.com. And if you wanted an awesome website built for your coaching business, head over to our partner company, SavectaMedia.com. That's all from me. See you soon.